figured I'd record this. Maybe it's helpful for people that should start out with Claude Code. So what I'm doing is I'm prototyping a workflow for more or less a task management thing. I have my trusty to-do MD in my docs folder, which is state, which is split up into completed items and open items. And the open items I just jot down as I think of them, or have Claude write an item down here quickly while we work on something else during a session. What I'd like to have is a slash command where I can say just to do, and that slash command should pick the topmost, or the slash command should give me a summary of all the to-do items that are in this file, and ask me to pick one. Then ask me if I want to refine it, which means figuring out the what and the how, and then replace the to-do item in here with the improved version. Improved version means there's enough information in there that I can let Claude try to implement this as autonomously as possible. But for that to work, I need to iterate on the to-do item itself, and as a human try to judge if this is enough information to Claude to do what it's supposed to do. And I'd like that to be a repeatable process. So every time I want to start working on a new to-do item, I want to have the same workflow. And one way to prototype this is just write a slash command, and with the help of Claude improve this, because Claude can judge whether the workflow you're describing here, which is kind of like a program modifying state, whether this workflow description is actually easy for it to follow and execute. So I've written some crap so far, but I'm not happy with it. So I'm now using Claude to help me fix this. The first thing I need to do is, if this file doesn't actually exist, it should be created with a template. Please add a step 0 where we check if the file exists, and create it based on a template. Just look at what it's looking now at the moment. Yeah, I'm very loosey-goosey with my prompts. Voice transcription kind of lends itself to that style of prompting. All right. Oh, it already exists in the file. It shouldn't. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay, try again. I previously had a better version than this, but I thought I'd start from this state so it's easier to see how this works. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. All right. We need to improve step 1. It currently doesn't even say that we should present the to-dos that we read from the to-do file to the user and ask which one to pick. So the way I imagine this is we should give short summaries, possibly one-line summaries, when we present all the open issues or open to-dos to the user, and then stop and ask the user which of these they want to work on. And the presentation should probably be numbered so the user can say, I pick number 1. So previously I already wrote some stuff here that says use the bash tool with RG so it doesn't go off and use something that's slow or not working. And we want to optimize it so it only reads the open issues and doesn't read the file up here. So it says read the contents, blah blah, that's from me. Present all open to-dos to the user as a numbered list with one-line summaries. Stop and ask which to-do would you like to work on. Enter number. Okay, like a text adventure. And wait for the user selection. Okay, cool. So next comes the refinement stage, actually. This is bullshit. What I want to do is the user, after selecting the to-do item, okay, after the user has selected the to-do item, we want to show them the full item verbatim as it is in the to-do MD, and ask them if they want to refine it. And if they want to refine it, we should figure out the what and the how. The what means we need to ask questions for as long as needed to improve the description of the to-do item. That is, what we actually want to achieve functionally or behaviorally. And the how is basically you firing off one or more task agents through the task tool, which investigate the code base and figure out where in the code base we need to make changes, updates, deletions, whatever. The result of that should be a concise list of files and changes that need to be made to those files, so that you in the future can then read the to-do item and do exactly what's necessary to implement this feature, mostly autonomously. Okay, so hopefully this loosey-goosey prompt is enough to improve this. Okay, let's see what it did. Stop and ask, would you like to refine this to-do item? Okay, so it updated 1 and said, wait for user selection, show the selected to-do item. Stop and ask, and if no, skip to 3. Otherwise, refine the to-do only if user said yes. Clarify the what functional behavior requires. Ask questions to understand what needs to be achieved. Continue until the description is clear and complete. Focus on behavior and not implementation. Right. So this needs another confirmation step by the user. Step 2.a needs a confirmation step by the user. So once you think you have gathered all the requirements, ask the user, giving them a summary of what you think the what should be in a form that we will then later write to the to-do MD, and ask them if this is what they intend to do. And we should do the same for 2b. So once you think you've gathered enough information, present that in the form that we will write it later to the to-do MD, and ask the user if this makes sense to them or if this is what they agree to needs to be done. Okay, let's see. Once complete, present the clarified what in the format for docsmd. Stop and ask, is this description accurate? Yeah. If no, continue clarifying. Present the how findings in the format for stop and ask, does this implementation plan look correct? If no, gather more information or adjust. Yeah, sounds okay. Refine to do, show the clarification. Still only proceed if the user confirms. Right. So I think in 2C we need to make sure that after the user confirms, you're instructed to actually replace the old to-do item with the new to-do item. I mean, it says before updating docs to do MD, that implies that it should do that, but having an explicit step here that does it is usually better. Use edit tool to replace the old to-do with the refined version, maintain the same checkbox format, only proceed to step 3 of the successful update. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, and I think Implement the to-do item, follow existing test your changes, mark the items as completed with a note about what files are changed. Well, I guess we can improve that as well. Okay, let's work on step 3. I have a bunch of docs in docs/. I'm not sure if we want to put those in the context of the coding agent. Let's see. So actually the how section of the to-do should give the machine, the LLM, enough information to not go off too much on a tangent and re-investigate the entire thing. Okay, assuming that the to-do item has all the file names and paths in it, and line numbers that we need to investigate once we implement the to-do item, I don't think we need the LLM to read the docs. But what it does need to know is how to type check lint format. So it should do that after each change to ensure things aren't fucked up. And it needs to know how to build and how to test. Test is currently undefined, so we can at a later point see how we will work that into the / command. Mark the item as completed with a note about what files were changed. Yeah, I think after a to-do is implemented, we will commit and push it. So I think we just need to update the to-do to link to the commit. And we also need to move the to-do item to the completed item section at the top of the file. All operations on files, like updating the to-do MD, must be efficient, so explicitly tell the LLM how to do that. Again, very loosey-goosey. We'll see what comes out of it. And while it does this, let me just see. Sessions in controller should be sorted by. We should track when let's implement this first. Actually, we can keep this. We want to implement this later. So we will see if the item selection works as intended. Okay, use file paths and line numbers from refined to do to make changes. Nah, that's terrible. Yeah, use file paths and line numbers from the refined to do to make changes is kind of terrible, because that implies that the LLM is limited to just doing this. It's more like a guide to the source to the code base that the LLM can use to implement the to-do. It should be free to explore other files as well, obviously, and for some to-dos, we might not even have the files that need modifying, but need to create new ones. So please reinvert that in a way that makes sure that the LLM understands that the how section in the to-do is more like guidance and not necessarily a strict guardrail. So let's see, after each file change run equivalent, yeah, is it called check? I think it's called check. Yeah, that looks okay. The npm run check thing is cool. If we modify Swift, we need to invoke the build daemon task. So npm run check for TypeScript shit and npm run build daemon for Swift stuff. Once your implementation is complete, commit on changes with the script as message, push to remote, get the commit hash from the output. Use the tool to add command, link to do. Yeah, so the update docs /todo.md efficiently stuff is terrible. It should be remove the to-do from the open section. I'm not sure how to do this efficiently. Figure out a way with your tools. I think a string replace for the exact verbatim to-do string with an empty string should probably do. Okay, and then we need to add the to-do checked as done in the completed section at the top. So we just need to insert that starting at line 2 and add in the commit hash in the description, I guess. And it would be really nice if you could figure out the GitHub URL and put that there. So we go to the website directly so it's easier to view. Oh, Jesus. Put that in the, transcribe that in the wrong window. That's not good. So here we go. Let's see what else it does. Use edit tool to paste it at the end of the completed section. No, that's not what we want to do. Do not retry. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So let's see if it can actually update that. And while it does that, I can quickly show you what we want to achieve. So I have this little thing here, and that lists all the currently running Claude sessions. This is a heavy work in progress. This session is currently working, so it's marked as green. It does a thing, and if it doesn't do a thing, it's marked as orange, which means it's waiting for input. And it also displays that here, and it should show a notification, but I turned it off currently. And also, oh, actually no notifications are shown because we're screen recording, that's why. And I want these to, and if the process has exited, like so, they should turn red, I hope. Oh, I haven't implemented that yet. Oh, no, it just removes it. Yeah, I haven't implemented that. Clear all. Yeah, it's fine. Anyways, my point is we have green for working, yellow for waiting for prompt, and red for exited. And I want those to be sorted. So we're gonna implement these later with the new to-do system. So let's continue. So what did it do here? I would assume I need to reload this. Yeah, don't save. That's one of the not so nice things about this. When Claude writes into a file I've opened, I've typed in here, but even if I went back to the old version before it wrote, things get weird. So use the house action from the to-do as guidance, not strict rules. Feel free to explore the files and create new ones as needed. After modifying the files, run appropriate checks. Fix any issue. Once commit all changes. Push get a commit hash for owner repo commit hash path. Update docs. Did you use edit tool with replace all true to remove the to-do from the open section? Yep. Use edit tool to insert completed to-do at line 2. Okay, at the end of the third step, we only say description. I want the full to-do to be placed in the completed section, so I can keep track of what I did. Let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, and in the at the top of the third step, we need to make sure that the LLM understands that it should follow what it sees in the files it's modifying in terms of coding style and patterns. I think that's actually in the system prompt of Claude Code anyways, but it doesn't hurt. It's not like we don't have to manually review what it did before committing, which is another thing we need to add to step 3. At least that's how I work, because I want to understand the code. All right, I think I modified this again, so I have to, yeah, there we go. Strict rule, follow the coding style and patterns in the files you're modifying, use the now section. Oh, this is good. Full to-do content, including what and how. Yeah, this looks good. Okay, this is a good initial thing. Now we're just lacking the confirmation step here. Please, before committing, add a confirmation step asking the user to review all the files. Use the vs-claude extension, instruct the LLM to use the vs-claude extension to show for each file that was modified the diff between the working tree and head inside of VS Code. VS Claude is an extension I wrote so that Claude can open files and diffs in VS Code. Yeah, I think that should be good. So this looks like a pretty complete workflow, I would say. And now we can test it real quick. What does it do? Git diff. Perfect. It shows it the exact thing that it needs. Oh, tell the agent that it can actually open multiple diffs in a single VS Cloud open call. So that way we don't waste turns. So we don't have one turn per file to open it, but a single turn, hopefully, where the LLM does this, passes an array of things to open. Because Daddy doesn't want to wait. Okay, I think we're good. So, all right, add this command to Git. Also add the to-do MD to Git and commit and push those two files. And let's see if we have other modifications. I don't think so. No, looks good. All right, and now we can try to implement one of those to-dos. I have a development MD, which was also generated by Claude with some very minor changes from my end because I couldn't be arsed to read through this. This could be something that gets injected in the third step. Oopsie. Here, just so it knows its way around the code base, but I'm not sure if we should add that. Let's try it without and see how well it does. Once the to-do refinement is complete, I would think that this can replace development MD pretty well. Also in terms of checking while we work on things, this looks okay. Yeah, okay, all right. So let's start a new session. And just use the / command. And the / command is not here. What is going on? Well, let's ask Claude. I put a / command in .claude / commands. Why isn't it showing up in Claude Code? My English is so terrible that Whisper, the model I use for voice transcription, thinks I say cloud all the time instead of Claude. Claude Code looks for custom commands. Oh, you need to move. Yeah, don't do that. Thank you. Now you put it in my home directory. Revert that, please. We can also have project local / commands, can't we? Okay. Restarting your Claude session, make sure the file has an MD extension, checking that the command name doesn't conflict with built-in commands. Oh, yeah, that might be. No, it should actually appear as /. Let's see. Mario to do, and then let's restart this. Mario to do. Aha, interesting. They changed this. Previously it would be project, well, and then the command. I see. Interesting. but there is no to do / command, so I'm just gonna try this again with to do. I should read the release notes of Claude. To do. Yeah, perfect. So let's see. According to my math, it should first check if this exists. With ls, it does. Now it grabs for, let's see, it's at line 3, is this correct? Yes. Read the console of to do. Does it read it from line 3 onwards? Read offset 3, that's good. Here the open to do, sort session control window status, track and display session monitoring duration. Change clear all to clear exited. Oh. Sort session and control window by status. Yeah, let's do this first, because for this we need to also keep track of exited processes. And that is largely in the Swift code base. You selected to do one, so it now shows me the verbatim thing. Yeah, sure. We ask it to refine it. Looking at the to-do, I noticed there's a typo. Says, yeah, well, okay. When you say control window, are you referring to a specific UI component? Is this control window? Yeah, it's fine if it reads code now. readme.md and source mac daemon, I think it is. Yeah, daemon Swift to get a better idea. That's actually an interesting point. So when I start a new session, it has no idea what the project is about. So we should probably add this in here. Oh my god, I need to write like an ape with the keyboard. Oh, it uses a task. No, that's funny. Well. 21,000 tokens spent on just reading 2 files. Okay. The concept now understand the application better. Let me grab to do has a type and seems to mention the states that don't exactly match the current implementation based on the code. Working and idle. There is no explicit exited state with red color in the current implementation. That's correct. Dead sessions are automatically removed every 5 seconds. A new exited state. Yes, I'd like to add a new exited state, so we don't remove them every 5 seconds, but we mark them as exited in memory. Instead of automatically removing them, this would mean session whose process ended would turn red and remain visible. User could manually clear these actions. Exactly, the clear all, or whatever it's called now, should be called clear exited and just remove the exited from this session, which means removing them from the in-memory store. Sorting order should be, yeah, that's fine. Should exited session show when they exited? Timestamp. Have any limit on how many we keep? We have no limits. We don't need to track the timestamp just yet. That's another to do. We'll do that later after some time. No clearing. Should be manual. Now I have a clear understanding. Let me present clarified what for this to do. Let's see. Add a new exited state for the session whose process have ended. Mark sessions when the process no longer exists. Keep the exits in memory instead of removing them. Do not automatically exit sessions. Remain until manually cleared. Sort sessions in the control window by status. Yeah. Update the clear all button to clear exited. Only remove exited sessions from the in-memory store. Leave working and idle sessions untouched. Yes. Perfect. So it's now entered this thing here. And should move on to investigating the how. it's firing off a task agent that does the thing. This is the prompt. Let's see if we can get the full thing. No, we can't. Oh my god, there's an error in Claude Code. Oh my god, I can't go back. Oh, this is so bad. Ah, Jesus fuck. Now we need to repeat this. We do, it seems. Ah, Jesus. Let's see if continue helps. Okay. Good. Okay, so it looks like Control R is working, but Control E will just go into an unrecoverable error mode. Oh, god damn it. I hate that they don't show you what the tasks are doing. So let's not press Control E. So this is the prompt. It tells the agent, analyze the code base to understand how to implement the session, sorting by status, focus on distract and manage, render control window UI is rendered where session cleanup removal happens. Look at the specific type of change needed. Return the file types of files where changes are needed for each location. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's see. Well, this is taking a long time. Let me check. Ah, perfect. 28,000 tokens. So reading the README and the daemon Swift takes 21,000 tokens, and doing a full code base analysis takes 28,000 tokens. That makes sense. The how, files to modify, daemon Swift, add exit session status, enum, let's see. Daemon Swift, sessions, info, enum. Exited, yeah, that sounds good. Update, remove that session. Ah, I should tell it. Yeah, I hate this. It should output the full file name, colon, and then the line number, but fuck it. We'll keep it like that. It's easy enough to see. So update, remove that session method. Instead of removing that sessions, mark them as exited. Implement session sorting. Yeah, that sounds good. Sub status, line 69. Let's see. Sort sessions by timestamp. Ah, interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Clear all, line 355. Okay, yeah, change that. Update clear all, remove add visual distinction for exited sessions after line 422. Well, I suppose. Add opacity modifier to make exited session appear faded. Yeah, that sounds great. Does this implementation? Yes, it looks amazing, my man. Okay, so following our slash command workflow, it should now use the edit tool to replace the old to-do with the refined version. Let's see. Oh my god. Oh yeah, should update docs to do with this refined version. Yes. Perfect. Love it. Okay. I suppose I have previously modified this again. Great. Exactly what I want. Now let's proceed to implementation. That sounds good. Oopsie. Yeah, let's change that. So implementation, what does it do? It reads not all of daemon Swift, which is not ideal. And also, the problem is that this needs to, Actually, does it need checkboxes? No, I think it's fine. I think if we have to resume, then as it goes through all of these again and sees that we already made the changes, it will just say, this is already done. So this checkbox as a state tracker should be enough, I guess. Interesting. So it doesn't take the information into account that we actually wrote out. Sort status and then by timestamp, that makes sense. Yep, looks good. Meanwhile, I could read Hacker News or whatever, but I just want to see what it does. And it's probably more interesting to you as well. Yep, the opacity change, and that should be it. Now run check and fix any issues. The clear all button. Yeah, I think that needs checkboxes. Let's see. Let's open a quick new session to edit r/command through Claude. Read Claude commands to do.md. Then let's see. Run excludes exited sessions. Okay. I mean, it's fine that it has its own to-do list, right? But we definitely want to have checkboxes for the how. Oh god. Whoa, what the fuck? What is this? Oh my god. I also hate that Claude auto updates. That's so freaking bad. I mean, the menu item and find clear all methods. Nah, that's not what we want to resume. Okay, this is what we want to see in a custom command. We're going to do items. All right. The how that we generate should have a checkbox for each of the how items, so to speak. And during the implementation, the LLM should check those checkboxes and update the to-do MD file accordingly. This way we can keep track of the LLM implementing how items, so to speak. Please update the .claude/command/todo.md file accordingly. All right, and this little piggy, please review the changes. Okay, cool. So it opened up the git diff for daemon Swift via my little VS Code, VS Claude thing. So we added a new session status, exited. We sort by status first and by timestamp. What are we doing here? The removed session, we check if it's dead. If it is dead and the status is not exited yet, then we mark the session as exited in the log. Or rather we log out that we marked it as exited. Mark it as exited, that sounds good. We don't remove it. What's down here? We renamed the button from clear all to clear exited. Remove all and then pass in, I see. Okay, yeah, that just filters the sessions and removes everything that's exited. The status icon has now 3 states. Opacity change so that dead or exited sessions get faded out. Clear exited. Yeah, that's just a setup of the callback. There we go. Yeah, perfect. It looks amazing. Yes, love it. We don't test. We test in prod. Okay, let's see what we did here. Present the format docs to do. Each implementation step should. Yeah, that sounds good. As you complete, updated. Perfect. Perfect. Commit change. And with that, we should have an all new show control center. There are 2 of these in here now. I'm not sure if this is already the latest version of the control center. So change is committed successfully. Let's see if we kill this. Nope, it's not the latest yet. This is the old one that removes the exited sessions. Let's try to kill this, and then we should get the latest version. Was it built? Let's see. Yep, it built the new daemon, so now this should be the new daemon. And then we just open a new Claude session. This is the existing one. That's still working, so it says no message. This needs to be updated next. Goes into the to-do. And then we say hi. And now we should get a thing here. Yes, it said hi and it's yellow now. And now we kill it and it should turn red and go to the bottom of the list. Red doesn't go to the bottom of the list. God damn it. All right, that's a bug fix for later, but it seems the system works. Oh, now it's at the bottom. Interesting. Well, we figured it out. Bye.